diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Good morning. Unless you're Patricia, and then it's good afternoon, but she may not be here yet. So. Nope. Lazy days and Sundays. Lazy days. It's funny because I was looking up and I didn't see the number right. It looked like it said 4. What? 4 people on a Sunday? Yeah. Swear to God, I'm gonna rip Eventbrite a new one. Your cyber deals are now live. Since it's the end of the year, everybody's bugging you, right? Black Friday this, cyber deals this. Get your deals. Get your deals. Make your people happy. Buy them presents. Oh, grandkids. That's who's getting presents. Maybe even my kids. Maybe. I don't know. I do know that I'm not paying child support last month or this month so that I can pay for Christmas. Yeah. You're like, why did you do that? I've got my reasons. It's because that mother decided not to show up for the grandchild's birthday, and well, there's the consequence. You don't get your money. I've got my reasons. My first wife, she let me off the hook, and guess what I do? I do a lot of stuff for her. She doesn't know about it. She doesn't need to know. You bet. She runs a no-kill cat shelter, and I'm going to do what I can to help her out with that. I like cats. One of the things one reason why we got along, cats. She's the non-blonde in my exes. She's one of the only non-blondes. Redheads and no, that didn't even really matter. I prefer blonde. I don't know why, but I never went through the stage of hating girls and stuff. Never went through it. Yep. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't share this on Facebook. No wonder I feel like I didn't do everything. All right, I guess I should do that. Whoops. Mm-hmm. Dragonflower recovery. That okay. One more share. Just one more share. One more share. Because I can't wait forever. Let's do this. We're going to put it in here now, too. Actually, I'm going to send it to someone. No worries. I am live if you are up for it. There you go. Now I'll probably do this, and then they'll probably be here. So, this is kind of how it works. Calling my listeners. It's Jason Mraz, in case you're wondering. I like Jason Mraz. I'm a big Mraz fan. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Dion blanked out. It's all right. It's okay. Nobody loves me. It's not true. It's not. I just don't know what else you would be doing. So you should be here listening to me. All right. Let's do this. All right, let's do introductions. Welcome, Daily Trudge. This just means I'm going to have enough time to do the 11th tradition. Oh, we got someone. Hi, Patricia. It was funny. You weren't here yet, but I said, good morning to everyone. Unless you're Patricia, then good afternoon. But nobody's here like the first minute. That's when all the fun stuff happens, the first minute. I just sit here and talk to myself about stuff. If you're here, please say hello. But happy Sunday. I hit a meeting first. I love stirring shit up. See, I knew there was a person that was in the room that was doing stuff that, I just don't agree with. And yeah. I always know when somebody's appeasing me. I do. I just get this gut feeling. It's like, I'm being appeased. I'm being appeased here. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, thanks, Paula. People liking my stuff. Love it. Love it. Love my stuff. Like my stuff. Yay. I'm so popular. All right, we got 3 people here now, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and get going. I'm reading out of A Day at a Time. Oh, did you? That's awesome. You did hear that. Okay. Well, that just tells me how laggy this is. Hey, Paula. I just saw that you liked my video and I was thanking you for it. So it's good to see you. Good to see you. You've been on my mind lately. Maybe because I've been seeing you a little bit more. But it's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I know we talked a few weeks back and stuff, but no, I didn't. That was somebody else. You and I need to sit down and catch up. Just curious how you're doing. A lot of stuff has changed. Yeah. Yeah. We're putting in new detoxes and treatment centers. We're working on legislation. We got all sorts of. We're take Colorado out of 50th place this next year. We need to do that. Right. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that. Has it been years now? Shit. What's the saying? The older you get, the quicker it goes. All right. People are like, oh man, I hit 30. It's kind of going fast. Wait till you hit 40. You're going to take a deep breath, turn around, and you'll be 50. That's why older people say things like, hey, do it now, man. Do it now. Yeah. So today, I really like this because it's kind of a karmic situation that we're talking about here, or what you put into the world is what you're going to get back. And what we become is what we do. Yeah. Well, if I run around being a jerk, good morning, Amber. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for such a great meeting last night. It was so fun to end on such a great laugh. And I'm sorry if I gave you too much shit, because you even flipped me off, but I figured that was a good thing. I'm not used to, I don't know if I'm pushing my boundaries or not. So I figure I'm okay. Or, actually, if I overstepped your boundary, I would have heard about it. So, but what we do is what we become. Yeah, it's our actions, right? Dion's known for several things. It depends on which arena you're in. But I might be somebody that inspires you. I might be somebody that you connect with. I might be somebody that you just do not like. And that's okay. It's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Okay. That's why there's different people in the program. I would, like the meeting that I went to, here's what I don't like about tag meetings, is it becomes a mutual admiration society. I mean, and I do, sometimes I get lazy. I'm like, we're just going to make this a tag meeting. But then I find some people get skipped. And it's like, well, am I going to be called on? And that might affect their self-esteem. I don't know. I think I'm thinking too much on that. All right. It has truly been said that we become what we do. Well, if you become a helper of God's children, then that's what you become, a helper of God's children. You thought, oh, poor thing. One of my friends isn't feeling well. So, because of the weather. Yeah, I get that. I'm getting a lot of aches and pains. So, there's a lot of beautiful people on this program. And I'm a very fortunate person to have a lot of beautiful people as my friends. Yeah, I've never had that before, ever. No. I've only had one best friend in my life. And even then, I wonder if they thought that I was their best friend. Was I just doing that so I had a best friend? I think I was. Shit. All right. We become what we do. It's emphasized to us over and over in the program that our thoughts and actions towards others color and shape our spiritual lives. Yeah. These are the dividend that let's just keep it simple. You ever watch My Name is Earl? Great show. Great show. It not only is it funny, but it makes a great point. So this guy Earl, he has done a lot of bad things in his life, and what he does is he decides to make a list of people that he has harmed, and he's going to make amends to them. And he does amends exactly how you should. It's great. Just go watch a couple episodes, and he's got this list. Every time he does something good, he gets to cross it off his list. And slowly throughout the show, his life gets better. Not materialistic better, but Earl becomes a better person by the end of the show. It's a comedy all about the ninth step. And it's pretty, you'll watch it and be like, holy shit. God, this is a little close to the truth. But what does he say? Well, you do good things and good things happen. If you do bad things happen. You attract what you are. One day I was sitting in California, just one day. I've broken up with my girlfriend because she tried to make me quit drinking. That was my rule. I told her. Of course, Dion, he always picks the codependent. I can't help it. What is it? It's my emotional sobriety, making attachments to people that won't abandon me. That's it. And I'm the one that abandons first. I always did it first. So that way I didn't get as hurt because I have abandonment problems, right? Yes, I do. Did. Do. I'm going to go with do. Yeah. I won't even think about whether. No, I just won't. Right? Words and acts of kindness. You know what happens when you encourage somebody? You're encouraged. Isn't that awesome? You get the same feelings of that encouragement as the other person, maybe even more, because they may not quite believe it yet. Maybe they don't believe it yet. But words of encouragement are a great way to help other people out. I usually try and bring up what progress I see because usually I'm the last person to see any progress in me, right? Unless you get honest with yourself, and then you can a lot of times see it. Words and acts of kindness, generosity. Now, does generosity have to be money? No. In fact, you'll probably find that time is probably more worthwhile than money. At least for me, it has been. Of course, you catch me on that day when I need money, I might change my mind, right? I might change my mind. Thoughtfulness and forgiveness serve to strengthen those qualities within us that heighten our consciousness of God's love. So what I kind of hear them saying is this: the more you do it, the more you're going to get. See, things tend to come back tenfold. You hurt somebody else, you do it intentionally, sooner or later, it's going to come back. Well, this is a good thing also. Okay? I'm going to use a great example: the bombers and the trolls in meetings. Oh, how many times I've said, you know, these are the consequences of our actions. Because every person in the meeting was like, yeah, I used to do that. Well, there you go. And it comes back tenfold. Welcome to nudity in your meeting. Yeah. How do you like your convenience now? Not as convenient, is it? Yeah. I won't put my meetings on OIAA. I won't do it. Okay. Now, why would you want? Why would you do it? Oh, we got to get as many people in this meeting as possible. Is that why? What about your community? What about the people in your area that have a hard time getting out of the house, have these other things? What about those people? Right? I'm just thinking out loud here is all. So the same is true in reverse, where if we go and help somebody, that's going to come back to you tenfold. It may not happen now, but it is marked up, and 2-3 years down the road, it may come back as a gift like this. Hey, you probably don't remember me, but one day a few years ago, you helped me and it saved my life. There's your gift. Okay. Now, several people here probably heard that. People that listen to me are not usually, at least the people talking. We're not quiet people. Right? Yeah. And some of us recover out loud, but that doesn't mean anything except the fact that maybe those people are a little bit more extroverted. That's all it means. But the people that yell about recovery out loud are usually the ones that land us in trouble. If we don't know what we're talking about. But anyway, in asking God to direct and guide my life, am I also asking love to take over and lead me where it will? It's not often that I have plans. I have plans for meetings and things like that, but my day is never full with a particular plan because of the fact that I don't know when people are going to need help. I don't know when. It might be somebody out of the blue today. Hey, Dion, you got a minute? My answer is going to be yes. Yes, it is. And I've been trying to help my daughter this morning. She's going through a breakup. Okay. And it's really hard for me not to cut down the other person. And I don't know this person well enough. I haven't seen actions. And I've got my own opinion. And it doesn't belong there. I even told her yesterday, I said, I know everybody else is going to cut them down, but you loved them for a reason. And I love you. So, therefore, what do I got to say? The closest I've come is not handling it the best. Right. And so I said, well, I think he just doesn't know how to break up with you. He's not mature enough. And I'm not cutting him down. I'm saying that from my own experience. Because I did that. That's how I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. I've told my wife, that's it. I will not talk. No. Because in this case, I kind of want to be wrong. I do. Because that's my daughter. I'm going to tell you that I'm doing everything I can to keep my darn mouth shut about it. Yes. There's a part of me that wants to go track this guy down and just put him through a fucking windshield. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a part of Dion that can do that. Been a while since I talked about this. We got to know how dangerous we are, and then we got to pull it back. Got to pull it back. Right? But the things that we do are the things that we will become. If I constantly go out and abuse other people, then I'm going to be abused. It goes with the territory. But if I live an altruistic life where I don't really expect anything in return, there's a saying, if you loan money to somebody, it's not a loan. Don't ever expect it back. You give somebody money, you cannot have an expectation of getting that money back. Okay? You'll be surprised when it does come back, but that's how the world works, man. So And asking God to direct and guide my, yeah. Today I pray, may I make a resolute attempt at acting out the way I want to be loving, forgiving, kind, thoughtful. So they're saying treat others as you would want to be treated. Okay. What I will not do is this. I will not treat other people how I treat myself. No. That will start a fight. If somebody ever talked to me the way that I talk to myself, there would be words. Why? Because this alcoholic, I yell at I make amends to myself more than anyone else. Because I live in my head. I cut myself down often. And I got to say, no, Dion, you're not that. I was just in a meeting, and the topic, even though the main topic is emotional sobriety, and they were trying to dig into this emotional sobriety and create different topics out of it. But that's like trying to create a subtopics out of fear. Emotional sobriety is the topic, right? And what it really is a fear of abandonment. It's just more fears. It's these faulty dependencies upon people, places, and things. And we have to get rid of them, right? Well, who is the first person I need to love? Well, that'd be me. I have to love me first. Otherwise, I don't have any outgoing love. And it's not every day that Dion loves himself. Right? But the topic was, what would the old person think of the new person? And I just wasn't big on that topic. I'm like, what does that have to do with emotional sobriety? Emotional sobriety is the faulty dependencies. And that's getting a little too close for me determining my worth. This is the best that I can come up with because I like to join in on the conversation. I can look myself in the mirror now and like what I see. There we go. I can't do more than that. Now, the only reason I'm going to compare is to show that I've made progress. It's the only time I'm going to compare. And I'm only going to do that with me. Yeah, I'm becoming a little bit better. But I'm not going to sit in that. I don't need to think about that. Because there's got to be action in my life. And that next action probably needs to be help God's children, man. Yeah. Help God's children. Did you know that you're one of God's children? Help you. Right. Okay. May I be aware that each small attentive act carries with it an echo of God's all caring. For God so loved the world, may we make his love our example. Remember, we become what we do. What we do, not what we say. I think people out there are saying this over here while their left hand is taking the money out of your pocket. Happens all the time. Got to watch people. We have to watch people's actual actions and what they do. Okay. You're not going to really know a person. Until you see somebody react and what they do with that, because reacting for me is usually bad. Okay. It isn't the reaction. They're human. It's what they do with it that I watch. That's what I watch. Okay. That's the part. So we're going to get these thoughts and these things, but what we do and the example, okay? Let's say I get upset in front of you. Okay. Well, I've got to be a good example at this point. Doesn't always work, but 98% of the time, I'm usually pretty good about it. Yeah. God, take it in stride. See, people are watching. They're watching you. Okay. Now, a lot of people are watching you just so they can find out where you fuck up so they can point it out. I don't hang out with those people. There's this saying I keep saying that says, the people with the kindest hearts seem to get abused the most. That's not true. It can be if you allow it. See, if I take that and I believe it, what am I going to attract? See? See? You keep repeating that. You keep repeating. No, that is not what happens. If you decide that's what happens. What'd you say again yesterday, Amber? It's as hard as you make it. Okay? So quit attracting people that are making it work, stop wasting your time. What's the key to that? Well, it's strong boundaries. There's absolutely nothing wrong with strong boundaries when it comes to that. So, all right. Thought I had more to say on this, but I guess I just don't. So, but it was great seeing some people, Paula and Patricia, Amber. Always good to see you folks, gals. I never know what to say when it comes to gender anymore. I'm glad they were all here. Them. It's good to see them. Youth. It's good to see all youth. All right. It was, I can't. It's just that there was a person that's me, and I know what they're doing. And I kind of called it out and I went, yeah. Well, we hope you come back to this meeting. That was a lie. That was I can either complain about it or laugh about it. If it would have been a year ago, I would have may have been different. Okay. But I've been going to these random Zoom meetings and I'm telling them, hey, what we're doing, there's going to be more 12th step calls and things like that. I say, I'm doing this because we need to get rid of these recovery coaching and sober living. And that's how our eyes go like that. Just for a second. Okay. I played too much poker to not notice. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll be back a little bit later. Probably go to a noon meeting. Yeah. Hopefully the person that's chairing shows up. Right, Amber? All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you.